Cheers. I'm a little embarrassed. I have a plastic cup of recovery liquid here. Cheers, Em.
Cheers.
Cheers
Can
to
we
you.
do it?
Em, thanks for joining us on Simple Sessions.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. You did a show here at Simple Machine, I heard last night. I wasn't able to make it. I was very sad about that.
I made it.
But I heard it kicked ass.
Oh, it was outstanding.
Yeah?
It was
Yeah.
super fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And now you're here for round 2, a little more intimate session, I guess
Yes.
you could say. But no, thanks for joining. And shout out to Double Helix Records for setting this up.
Yeah.
This guy over here. And so let's just kind of start with, where are you from? Where were you born and raised?
I was raised in Central California,
Okay.
and then I migrated myself up to Northern California when
Okay.
I went to college and lived there for a while, and now I live in San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
What were you like growing up? Like, were you always a musician? Was music always part of your life?
It wasn't until I heard. So I'm from a very small town, and it wasn't until I heard Green Day that I became obsessed, officially obsessed, and just wanted to do whatever I could to be part of music. Like
Yeah.
I liked music before, but more as just a, general listener. Like I think most people are.
Sure. Yeah.
What age was that? How old were you when you?
I was 14 when I first became obsessed.
When I first became obsessed. What album was it? What Green Day album was it?
It was Dookie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great
If
album.
you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 43.
I am too. I knew. Yeah. I was born November 9th of 1978. Dookie was a very influential album for me. I did like 3 art projects of based on that album. It's sometimes it's people catch the bands earlier, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, I listened to them before
Yeah.
Dookie came out. I like the more common story of, like when
Yeah.
these guys just blew up. you
Yeah.
know?
Well, that was their breakout album. I mean,
Yeah.
that was the big one.
It was badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and the town that I'm from was so small that I would have never heard of them before they were big. you
Yeah.
know?
Okay. Yeah. How did you come across them? Just like on the radio?
MTV.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back when they actually played music on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The good old
Yeah.
days.
I would go home from school and watch the countdown, the video countdown, like every day
Every
because
day.
I knew they were going to play,
Yeah.
Longview, or I knew they were going to play a Green Day video.
And you had to wait for it.
Yeah.
Right? You couldn't
had to
record
wait.
it. And
So I'm also really familiar with all the videos that, all the other countdown videos from that era,
Yeah.
like the Beck, that first
Yeah.
Beck single, and Hole, and
Yeah.
Nirvana. And,
That was a great era of music, and that was, us being the same age, that was like the formidable years,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so those, you look back at like even like Four Non Blondes and Alice in Chains. There's just so much good music in that time period.
yeah, it's true.
So you say obsession, right? You hear Green Day. Where did you have a career path as far as like what you want? Like, did you always want to be a doctor or a dentist? You know what I mean?
At that point in
At that
life, you
point,
mean?
yeah.
No.
No, okay.
No.
Yeah.
I kind of was. Yeah, I wasn't. I still don't have a career path.
You're just enjoying the journey along
yes,
the way, right?
exactly.
So
That's how I live.
How did you get started then? Once you decided you were obsessed and you wanted to start making music, what was step one?
So my older brothers already had a band at that point. There was not a music scene in my town at all.
Okay.
And my older brothers had a band that was more like one of my brothers was more into like Aerosmith and that kind of rock.
Okay.
So they were doing kind of stuff like that. And
Like, Dude Looks Like a Lady Aerosmith or Sweet Emotion Aerosmith, right?
It's very distinct, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Maybe
a little mix of both, right?
Yeah, maybe a mix of both. To me, those seem the same.
Sure. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, so they had the band.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And-
they had a band, and I would go to they practiced at our house.
Yeah.
And I would go to their practices, and I was just like, I can do this. Like, I want to do this. I feel like if my brothers can do this, and I'm the one, like, I had this sort of I felt almost entitled because of how obsessed I was. I was just like, I love Green Day way more than you guys love anything in this world. So I'm pretty sure I could do this. And I just would bug them to let me sing. I'd bug them to play something punk rock for me to sing, and they would occasionally play an Offspring song for me to sing. And
that was their reach to be we'll play. We'll play
it was
Offspring,
only at practice they would play it so that I could sing it. They were appeasing me, and they were good brothers. And so at the first time I ever sang in front of a crowd, they were performing at the Mother's Day fair in our town.
Wow, nice.
Mother's Day in the park.
Okay, yeah.
And my one brother that was a singer, he was like, our sister's going to come up and sing a song now. She's going to come up and sing an Offspring song for you. And I was like, what?
You had no idea.
Yeah,
like,
no. I was like, oh, now you want me to sing.
So
you never let me, and now you want me to in front of all these people. But I did it.
Yeah.
So
what song was it?
it was, now I'm blanking on it.
That's
It was their first, it was from the first big record.
Okay.
And it was like it was maybe the second or third single. It wasn't Keep 'Em Separated.
Okay,
It was,
sure.
it was.
I can never put a name on the songs either. I know.
Yeah,
but
I'm terrible with the song titles.
We'll edit that in.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Okay,
I always
yeah.
say that, but I never do. Well, no.
I'll say it goes like this, and then you can cut in the song.
Right.
Oh, there you go. Well, so that's cool though, because I think Offspring are one of those bands too that were they're kind of underappreciated, right?
Uh-huh.
I love their style, and they have just a unique sound to them. But anyway, so you get to perform at the Mother's Day extravaganza in the park. How did it go?
It was great.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a good time. I don't remember. It's not like there was a mosh pit or anything.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
The first thing, yeah. Let's
But
get a
did
circle pit.
Did it feel good? Like, did you
Yeah, I
like
loved
it?
it,
It's
yeah.
what you. Yeah. Were you
Yeah.
scared?
Yeah. I mean, I think I was nervous, but I think there's a level of it that does come naturally to
Okay,
me.
sure.
Performing in front of people,
Yeah.
it really doesn't. I mean, there's definitely some nervousness sometimes,
Okay.
depending,
Yeah.
and especially then, like my first,
Sure.
my first few times doing it. But I did want to do it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wasn't refusing when
Sure.
they called me up.
Yeah.
I was more like, okay.
Like, hell yeah, let's do this, game time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So where does it go from there, right? And then like you said before, I don't remember exactly how you stated, but that's when the first obsession, or maybe the obsession, began. So I assume there's different levels to it, right? So how did you then okay,
Yeah,
I performed on stage, now I'm going to become a damn rock star.
Yeah.
How's that go?
I started my own band. Actually, when my brother left for college, he left some of his band members behind, and so I sort of put it together as a different band,
Yeah.
and had my own pop punk band in
Yeah.
high school.
Nice.
What was it
And
called?
it was called Generic Asphalt.
I like it.
It's like
pretty punk rock,
the worst band name ever.
But the best also,
But the
right?
best, yes,
Yeah.
also the best.
Yeah.
My first band in high school was called AstroTurf, so it's not a
Oh, I mean, that's close
Yeah.
to Generic
It is.
Asphalt.
It is. There needs to be a
both
reunion
surface
tour.
Yeah.
coverings.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Or maybe just take two of the songs and mix them together, like put it.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. So you start. What was the name again?
Generic Asphalt.
Generic Asphalt and
AstroTurf.
AstroTurf. Yeah. So Generic Asphalt. You're in high school when you do this. Were you like the coolest girl in school? Like were you already a legend?
I think people thought it was weird.
Really? Okay. Because it was
There
punk?
was not.
'Cause
There was.
okay.
I mean, and there weren't bands. There weren't really bands playing.
Yeah.
Like, there were like 2 other bands in
Okay.
town, if even that. There maybe was 1 other band.
Yeah.
in
And
our
then
town, so-
like doing mostly cover songs type of bands or originals?
Mostly originals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there probably were some like bar bands that played, but I was
Okay.
obviously too young to know about.
Sure.
So, but yeah, mostly we have a demo. I have a demo tape of songs, of originals that we wrote
Yeah.
and recorded, and
Wow, that's pretty cool.
and and yeah, we did do some covers. We did some Green Day songs.
Okay, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
do
You
some
better.
Green Day songs, yeah. So you're in high school. You got the band. Where do you go from there?
I went to college after that.
Okay.
And started a different band.
Okay.
Another pop punk band.
What did you go to college for? Like just.
I went. Well, when I left for college, I wasn't sure what I was going to do.
Okay,
I just
okay.
went to college.
Just
I
wanna-
went to,
yeah.
Went to Sonoma State.
Okay. Getting the
Figured I
general
would-
classes out of the way, like we all
Yeah.
kind of do the first couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah. I figured I would do something.
Sure.
And I kind of thought I was leaning towards I wanted to do something in music, obviously, or possibly something in foreign language.
Oh, okay.
Because I also really enjoy learning languages.
Ah,
How many languages do you speak?
Beat me to it.
Well, I mean, I've learned. I'm certainly not fluent in anything but English.
Okay.
But I took a lot of Spanish, and I took some French, and I currently, because now there's so many great apps, I
Yeah.
did some Rosetta Stone. I did some Rosetta Stone German and
Nice.
Japanese, and now I'm using Duolingo and doing Japanese and German and Spanish and Chinese, Mandarin, and there's Italian.
Wow.
These are all the ones you're learning currently.
Yeah, yeah,
Duolingo's fantastic, though.
I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to plug it, but
Hey,
it's really
yeah.
cool.
I love it.
I didn't realize I'm pretty sure they're a Pittsburgh-based company.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So I went back home. I grew up in Ohio, but right on the border of Ohio, Pennsylvania, and we were driving through a part of Pittsburgh. I'm like, Duolingo? Like that's no shit. So you use Rosetta Stone, and this has nothing to do with any of this, but Rosetta Stone and Duolingo. Is Duolingo way better? Because I've used Rosetta Stone, but not the Duolingo.
I think. Well, I mean, it's hard to say. I do feel like I learned a decent amount of German from Rosetta Stone.
Okay.
But there are. I mean, I think there's no really great way to learn as
Sure.
far as I've taken classes in school and Rosetta Stone and Duolingo. It's like I feel like the more different ways you can learn it,
Yeah.
the better.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah.
so I don't think any of them are perfect.
What an
for
answer.
learning.
That was a great answer. She's like, I'm open to both of them. Okay. So you were thinking you were going to kind of go down some path like that, right?
Yeah.
You're in college, but you're
I,
still.
I wasn't sure though because
Sure.
I was still like, the most important thing to me was playing music,
Mhm.
and I
Yeah.
didn't really know. I didn't really. So that, I mean, it's kind of left my whole life just like, I don't really know what I'm doing because I want to play music.
Yeah. You still feel that way?
Yeah.
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 But you're playing music all along the way, right? Which
Yes.
is pretty badass.
Yes, that's what I wanted to do. So
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Well, one of my favorite questions to ask people in your position is, when did you realize, like, I can do this professionally? This is, like, I'm a professional musician now.
Well, I still don't totally. I mean, I'm trying to convince myself now that I am a professional musician.
Yeah.
Because I'm not doing anything else.
Okay.
So now I'm like, well, I guess I can't deny it anymore.
Yeah.
I am a professional musician now.
Yeah. That's the first time it's happened. It happened on the show that she realized that, like, oh,
yes,
shit,
just
it's
now.
What a breakthrough. Yeah.
Well, so what was there a time like when you were younger where you were like, oh shit, this is real? Like this is, even if it's when you're on tour somewhere where something hits you where you're like, this is badass.
Yeah, I mean, I've had plenty of realizations of like, wow, I never thought I would be doing this.
Yeah.
Sort of, because starting out, even though I was so obsessed with music and playing, I never was like, I'm going to be a rock star. I'm
Yeah.
going to tour Japan or
Yeah.
like any of these things. I never set any sort of goals for myself, which
Okay.
is not necessarily a good thing. I don't really,
Not necessarily a bad thing either, though.
No.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I just kind of always had the attitude of just going with whatever,
Yeah.
like rolling with it, doing my best,
Yeah.
and seeing what happens. And it went a lot farther than I would have imagined.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I've had lots of moments like, wow, this is kind of crazy, and I kind of can't believe I'm doing this right now.
Yeah. Anyone you want to share anything specific?
Yeah, I mean, I'm touring Japan.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
That is so. I mean, it's so far and so foreign, and just amazing
Yeah.
in every way.
Yeah.
That was a really, and then also when we headlined, when we did some headlining slots on Warped Tour,
Okay.
there was a time that we played the main stage in LA, and it was like an ocean of people.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, I mean, and that's Warped Tour, so it's not like everyone was there specifically to see us, you know. It wasn't
Sure.
like
Yeah.
it wasn't like it was our own tour, but
Yeah.
just having that perspective of seeing all those people, it was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was so cool.
Like when I see those crowds just on TV, I'm like, I start to hyperventilate a little bit. Like that is because at that point they're not people. It's like it's a collective.
Yeah, it was an ocean.
Yeah.
It was an ocean of people.
Yeah. Ooh. And you're up there on stage, right?
Yeah.
With what 3, 4, 5 people.
Yeah.
You know, and you guys sit, and then a sea of people.
Yeah.
I'm getting chills thinking about
It's
it.
amazing. Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. So it was kind of take us through kind of the history of, because Tsunami Bomb was that the original the big band?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I started that other college band called Plinky before
Plinky?
Tsunami Bomb.
Okay.
Plinky.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that too.
And then sort of joined, like Tsunami Bomb originally had a different singer for a few months.
Okay.
So we had actually played shows together.
Okay.
Plinky and Tsunami Bomb, and
Yeah.
we were like scene friends, sort
Yeah.
of, you know. And their singer was moving, so they asked me if I would sing in their band. And I can't remember if the bands overlapped or not.
Okay.
I kind of think maybe they did a little bit, but I never did like a double show or anything.
Okay. Yeah,
but
yeah.
we did do a split 7-inch together, actually. So the very
Ah.
first thing that we released was a split with Plinky on one side and Tsunami Bomb on the other side.
That's pretty
so
cool.
I was like on both,
Yeah.
on both sides.
That's actually really
That's
cool. You
pretty
don't-
wild,
You don't
yeah.
hear about that.
Yeah.
Actually, first time today hearing about that.
Yeah.
Splitting an album between bands. That's
Yeah.
really cool. So you're in Plinky and Tsunami Bomb, right? And then you just start rock
We
in
just
Japan?
started instantly to Japan. Yes. No, we were totally like sort of a really local band, but we all were ambitious and wanted to play as much as we could. So we started, playing. We were in the North Bay in California. We started playing like all over the Bay Area on weekends, and then we would do we'd start going down to LA area or just really anywhere that was driving distance. We would do weekend trips to wherever we could and play as often as we could.
Putting in the
And,
reps, putting in the time, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And we just worked our way through it.
Yeah.
We eventually we made enough friends and contacts that there was a booking agent that wanted to start booking us, and then there was a label that he knew, a small label that wanted to, release something, and it really was very organic build up to the Japan tour.
Yeah. And that was then the sea of people.
Yes, and then the sea of people. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like, the music is what it's all about for you, right? Like and I think for you to do anything really, really well, you got to love the process, right?
Yeah,
Like if
for
the
sure.
goal is to just get on that stage and you hate everything leading up to it, then like, what the hell
Yeah.
you do it, So, we talk about putting work and putting in the time and all that, but you enjoy it, right? I mean, there
Yeah.
are times you hate it and you're worn down, but it's one of those things where,
Right.
if you love it, you're,
Yeah.
you
Well,
work your ass
You
off
do it
for
every day.
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
think that's why the longer you do it, the more you see bands, you change band members and see bands like fall apart, because
yeah.
people do realize that. I've had so many band members at this point who are like, they realize, you know what, I don't want to sleep on the floor anymore.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. We talk about it
You
all
know?
the time. It's like I couldn't tour.
Yeah,
I couldn't
yeah.
tour. Like I need my bed. Like I need a fan in my all this
Yeah.
stuff. Like I'm very high maintenance when it comes to that stuff. But yeah, that's brutal, right?
Yeah.
And so along the way you've seen, probably a ton of people that they're just like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much every band, because obviously I'm solo.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like every band, that's how it ended. There's always somebody who's like, I can't do this anymore for one reason or another. They're like,
Yeah.
this part is awesome, but I can't stand this part.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
some people are like, I can't stand anything but this one thing,
Yeah.
playing the show.
For sure.
Like, and that
Yeah.
to me is just like,
Right.
well, yeah, you should quit right now
Yeah.
because if you
Yeah.
only are enjoying 30 minutes of your day and you can't stand, like to me, it's all okay. There are parts about touring that, and I don't tour a lot now because I'm solo.
Yeah.
I kind of I'm used to having like a team of people,
Okay,
and
sure.
now I'm solo. I'm kind of like, what do? I can't, it'll take me like 500 trips to carry all this stuff in. And I don't know. Just, but there are certainly aspects of touring that I didn't like, but
Yeah.
for the most part, like I feel like a lot of people really get too antsy in the van.
Okay,
Like,
sure.
or just the traveling,
Yeah.
just the being on the road, like actually physically on the road for like a lot of hours a day.
Yeah.
But to me, I like that.
Yeah, okay.
I love seeing the landscape of the country and just the weather and nature and everything out the window. It's so fascinating and amazing to me. So
Yeah.
that helps, that
Sure.
helps someone like me to be able to tour.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
always loved, I mean, that ties into the language thing. Like
Okay.
even as a kid, I just was like, I want to see things. I want to
Yeah.
travel. I want to see the world.
Yeah.
And so I got to do that with touring.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, I love being in a foreign place. I love, some people that we toured with before would be like, we're in Germany and they're like, I can't stand how I can't get, the food that I want or whatever,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, really? Because
Yeah.
this is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like try the local food,
Yeah.
and
A lot of musicians I know have like not only a really creative side, but also a wanderlust that they,
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
they enjoy seeing new places and doing new things and
Yeah.
trying new foods and
Yeah.
and then draw inspiration from it and incorporate that into what they do.
totally.
Yeah.
It fits so well together.
Yeah.
But then some people realize when they're on the road, like, actually,
Oh, I hate
don't
this.
like this at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want a warm bed.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, like, who are you in the van with, or who you were trapped, right?
Yeah,
'Cause,
that's, yeah.
We all have the friends that are
Yeah.
like, they're great, but then, like, when we don't see them for a few weeks, it's because he's in a
Yeah.
pissy
Yes.
ass mood, right? Yeah. But now
Yeah.
you're in a van with, and I always talk about, like, all right, last night I went a little too far, right? I'm feeling a little bit. This Liquid IV is helping me though.
Good.
But I was talking to my wife before I came here. I'm like, could you imagine being a musician and you feel like shit? You're not canceling that show. Like
No.
you're going on stage.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's
You have to. You just have
Yeah.
to roll with it.
yeah, and just know
Yeah.
like
no
you're-
days off.
Yeah,
No.
that's tough. That's
Yeah,
that
I lost my voice in Japan when we were touring there because I was really sick.
Yeah.
I had a really bad sinus infection, and the first song of the first show, my voice like just went out.
Wow.
And
What do you
I
do?
well, luckily, I was able to, because I mean, especially in that band, I sang super loud and super strong and powerful,
Yeah.
like the whole time.
Yeah.
So luckily, I was able to sort of adjust and just sing like medium
Yeah.
level,
Okay.
and it worked okay.
Okay.
Like I was really bummed that I had to do that, but luckily, we still were able to do that show
Got
and
through
the
it.
next show. Yeah,
Yeah.
we had 3 shows booked. The third one was supposed to be an acoustic set, so I asked to cancel that because I was like, I don't, the voice will be so clear
Yeah.
at an acoustic set, and I don't think I should do it. I think that's going to sound really bad. So we did the 2 shows, luckily.
Yeah. That's a good choice, right? Because you
Right.
could, it's like with beer, right? Where, I don't know, Doc from Pedal House Brewery, one of my favorites, he told me multiple times, is like, if breweries aren't dumping 10% of their beer, they're doing something wrong, right? Like, so people will they'll serve, bad beer. I don't know where I was going with that. Why did I bring that up?
Because if I were to,
Because she chose to cancel
yeah.
one,
Oh,
of
yeah,
the,
yeah.
one of the 3
instead of playing a bad show, like
Playing
a
a bad
certainly
show.
bad show,
Yeah.
then-
instead of putting out a
Exactly.
bad beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
to dump it.
Thank
Yeah.
you guys for bringing that
Yeah.
back around for me. 'Cause I'm not 100% yet, but I'm getting there. Well, so what about, tell us about Survival Guide. So how did Survival Guide come about? Because Marshall, when we first started talking with Double Helix, these are all bands that Marshall was like, no shit, Tsunami Bomb. Like, so he knew,
Yeah.
so when does it transition from that to doing solo in a different style, right? Is it a different style?
Yeah, for sure. So after Tsunami Bomb, I was actually in a band called The Action Design.
Okay.
So there was like this in-between band.
Yeah.
And I was interested, as was our bass player who came with me to The Action Design.
Yeah.
We were interested in branching out a little bit from punk rock because we were feeling like it was very samey, like every song is kind of the same. And I mean, not to disparage punk rock in any way, because I love it and I have for so long. But neither of us really wanted to just stick with that anymore. We wanted to add a keyboard. We wanted to add some disco-y drum beats and some things that people felt like dancing to.
Yeah.
We just kind of wanted to change it up. So we did. We did that for a few years. And then the guitar player from Action Design and I started Survival Guide because we felt kind of, well, I mean, multiple reasons, but we also felt a little more like we even wanted to do more. We wanted to try some putting in like electronic drum beats and different like sound effects. Like one thing that I love is putting sound effects into songs.
Okay.
And we kind of started Survival Guide with the attitude of like, let's just do whatever we feel like doing. You know, like we all have eclectic. I mean, there's only two of us. We have eclectic music tastes, and we love a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So what's so bad about just doing it all? You know, just doing whatever comes. You know.
Yeah.
And so that's what we did. And then he had a daughter, and was not able to continue performing and do to the level that I wanted to do Survival Guide.
Yeah.
So he just left basically.
Yeah. just you.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's just me.
Carrying your keyboard.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, what am I doing?
So what do you?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what do you hope to accomplish with Survival Guide now that it's just you?
Yeah.
The music's great. You've got some cool stuff coming out. I know. Keep going.
Keep it rolling. Yep.
I know, like Double Helix is working with you on some cool stuff. Where do you hope to take it? What do you want to do with Survival Guide?
Well, I definitely still have kind of the feeling of just, I just want to do whatever I can, like I still don't have, I have thought to myself, should I make a goal? Maybe I should make a goal with this, but I really haven't yet. So
it'll be as simple as saying it's like you just want to use it as an expression. You want to, I mean, if there's not a goal for the music.
Okay, there is an immediate goal. There's not a lot. I don't have any long-term goals. Is what I'm wondering. Like if I should form a long-term goal. My immediate goal is that, and I guess immediate's not a great word for it because I've been working on it for a while. But is to write my own Survival Guide album. Because the first album that we have, all the material not all of it, most of the material that's released was stuff that I wrote and recorded with Jason, my guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of just really want to prove to myself that I can write a record and do it,
Yeah.
So that's the
immediate.
That's the short-term goal. And
right.
it's going well. It's working out. I'm writing, and
so what
most
is your,
of the songs are ready. And
I'm excited for it. What does your writing process look like?
So I generally start with music, which is, I think, what makes it really hard for me. Like I consider myself a vocalist.
Right.
So I'm just like, that's one reason why I'm so determined to, it's a double-edged, I'm really determined, but also I'm really like not as confident as I would like to be, in being like, well, I'm a vocalist,
Right.
like I need to, how do I get all these, how do I do the instruments and so I've had to learn a lot along the way.
Sure.
And my most comfortable writing style is to have music to write to, because it's almost like I've learned that I'm better at doing an assignment than I am at just doing an expression of art. So I wish that I was, but I am not a person who just like gets inspired and sits down and scribbles tons of lyrics and just comes up with melodies in my head. Like I have to sit down And I mean, now I'm doing it all, but I have to, like, it's working best for me to do it as if I was in a band, kind of, and be like, well, here's this riff or whatever. Like, here's some notes.
Here's what we already have.
Yes.
Can
yes.
you put a vocal melody
Yeah.
to it, or
Yeah, and I mean, I used to help with the arrangement, and like sometimes it'd just be just a piece of a song, and we would put it together as a group, and then I would take it and write melodies and lyrics over it, and then go back and adjust some of the music for arrangement and stuff like that. So I'm still sort of figuring that out for myself. But I am kind of recreating that in a way. Like sometimes I'll switch it up since I'm not much of an instrumentalist. Sometimes I'll write a drum beat first, like an electronic. I'll just mess with something. Like the Stay Dead, for example, which you named the beer after, which is awesome.
The peach sour, is
the
that what
peach
it is?
sour,
Peach
yes.
sour, yeah. Which is officially, I was thinking about this last night, our first out-of-state collab, because she's technically not from Arizona, so
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
everything else
Nice.
is, even Jason,
Yeah.
he's local, so
That's
Jason.
awesome.
Jason DeVore.
Oh, yeah, for sure. There you go.
So yeah,
Perfect.
that's a first for us, and it's the first time I've used peach at Simple. So
Oh, awesome. That's great.
Did you pick peach? Do you like peach?
I did.
Yeah, okay.
I did.
Yeah.
Peach,
That's
yeah.
that's the one collab part
Yeah.
of it, and the name.
Yeah, okay.
well, and she wanted a sour. So
And a sour. Okay, you're right. You're right.
All of it, then, the whole package, yeah. I'm sorry, I think I cut you off. You were saying about the song.
Oh yeah.
specifically.
So that song specifically, I just put together for fun a drum beat that was completely made out of horror movie sound effects. So it's like chains dropping and squeaking, doors and.
Yeah.
I just kind of went through. I was like, this would be a cool idea. I didn't think it would necessarily turn into a song,
Yeah.
but I kind of sat down and was like, okay, what can I do? There's like a wizard, like casting a spell that sounds kind of like a kick drum.
Yeah.
So I just like put this together, and then I layered a piano on top of it. Eventually came up with a way to do that, and then I had my framework to put some
put a melody
vocals
to
and
it.
melody. Some
yeah,
lyrics
yeah.
and melody over it. So
that's
it's
a really cool approach to songwriting.
Yeah.
Oh, you
I
think?
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I just got the tail end of it. I had to change the battery in my
Oh, yeah,
camera.
yeah.
I'm still an amateur in that way, but yeah, that sounds really cool. The way that you can do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's working. It's working for me. It's working okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of the reasons I like talking to musicians, because everyone has a different style, and
Yep.
it's cool what the finished product is. And just hearing how everyone's process is different.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Well, cool. Well, anything else you want? We are excited to hear you play some music.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't here last night, so I didn't get to. This will be my first time hearing you. So
Yeah.
we're seeing you
It
live.
was awesome last night.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Very
House
excited.
was packed. It was a good time.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
Yeah, nice. Very cool. Nice job, guys. So, yeah, anything else you want to put out there? Things coming up, projects, or anything you want to share?
Yeah, I was just mentioning while you were away that I'm working on my full-length album.
Oh, nice.
And I'll have some other like little releases before then
Okay.
to look out for that
Yeah.
aren't like officially announced or anything. But yeah,
Yeah.
we're doing some really cool stuff on the horizon with some releases, and also the thing that I have been really into lately is Twitch streaming. I've
Oh,
been
okay.
streaming.
Oh yeah, it's been working pretty well.
Yeah,
For you.
I've been streaming on Twitch and doing live requests
Okay.
and learning songs. So basically, Twitch is, for people who don't know, it's a streaming platform that's basically like live TV, live
Okay.
internet TV.
Yeah, I've
And-
heard of it, but I don't know much about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, you could do this on it. You could do your podcast on it
Yeah.
and stream it,
Okay.
and people can interact while
While
you're
it's
doing it.
happening,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's like a chat window. People
Okay.
can chime in. So and there's a whole music community on there, and I use it to, as most music streamers do, to for people to be able to come on and request songs. So I have learned I've learned my survival guide songs and action design and some Tsunami Bomb songs
Yeah.
to play for people.
Okay.
And it seems to be, I mean, people who haven't gotten to hear me sing a Tsunami Bomb song for a long time
Yeah.
are, it's really a cool experience.
is
Like
cool.
they come on and get to request a song and they seem to love it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I can imagine that as a fan, that would be, especially being like, hey, I want to hear you play this song.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very interactive, which is, I love. Like, that's another thing I loved about touring
Yeah.
and playing shows, is just getting to talk to people and interact with people
Yeah.
who it's like a shared appreciation. It's like when people are a fan of my music, it just means something that we're at least on some sort of, we have some common ground.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I've always enjoyed talking to people after the show and hanging out, and
Yeah.
just I get to do that all the time on Twitch now, and
Yeah.
I'm learning to be a better musician.
Yeah.
So I'm learning to play piano better and playing bass, and yeah, it's just a really unique and fun experience. So I recommend people, even if they don't check out my channel, there's a lot of really amazing musicians on there performing all the time.
Yeah. Okay. And so, how do people find you?
It's under twitch.tv/Survival Guide Music.
Okay. Okay.
So it's pretty easy to find, and you
Yeah.
don't have to have an account or you don't have to sign up to watch it. You can watch it just like TV.
Oh, nice.
It's free.
Okay. Yeah.
So
That's cool.
you can just go there and
I'm gonna
watch.
look into it myself.
You need
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
you need to sign up if you want to be able to comment.
Yeah.
But it's so fun. You
Yeah.
you can go to someone's channel and say something to them, and they talk to you, and it's just
Yeah.
very, very interactive.
Yeah. As social as it should be, right?
Right.
Social media.
Yeah.
I guess it's not always social,
Yeah.
social.
Sure.
So, website? Do you have a website? Social media?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot. I'm sort of in the middle of switching. I have a lot of stuff under Survival Guide Music
Okay.
as a handle, and a lot of stuff under, like, my website, and a few things are under just the consonants. So it's just SRVVLGD. It's like Survival Guide without vowels.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So
okay.
you can find that.
People, they'll search for you.
Yeah.
And they'll find, yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, cool. Well, I'm ready to hear some music.
wanna hear some
Are
more
you
music.
Okay, yeah.
Are you ready?
Yes, let's do
Awesome.
it.
Okay, thank you.
Cool.
Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I know you're a very busy person. Once again, thank you to Double Helix.
For sure. Oh, and I just want to throw it out there. When you do start doing your album release, we would love to have you back for a release party. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
you heard it here first.
Yes, there we go. We got it on. We got it recorded too.
Yep.
Yeah.
But no, thank you. Thank you for this. This was
No,
great.
thank you
and
for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been a fan for a long time, so this is fun.
And
Appreciate
you
it.
don't, no more questions, huh?
I have plenty of questions. I'll have to ask them on Twitch.
Yeah.
You got to. This place opens up in 40 minutes, huh?
Yeah, we got to get some
Uh-oh.
music going.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. All right.
Get ready to tear apart sides to the cold. I'll keep my gold armor on, sword shining by my side, yeah. Don't get your hopes up, don't hopes up, get your hopes up. It'll hurt worse on the way down. Don't get your hopes up, don't hopes up, get your hopes up. It'll hurt worse on the way down, 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 down. Everybody said that it was time for me to move ahead. Keep the armor on, it isn't wrong. Protect myself instead. Oh, when they were right, and now I sleep through the night. Now I sleep through the night. Don't get your hopes up, don't hopes up, get your hopes up. It'll hurt worse on the way down. Don't get your hopes up, don't hopes up, get your hopes up. It'll hurt worse on the way down, 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 down. There's a living ghost that's haunting me. He doesn't even know, I can plainly see. I don't drudge up the dead, leave them instead, keeping all the stories straight in my head. No, try so hard, but I'll always be free. I'm the statue and you're the rain. Tears coming down my face, but my eyes look the same. And you can make me scream. Oh no. And you can make me scream. Oh no, no, no. Like a wind-up toy stuck on its side. You think you work so hard, but all you really do is lie. You're setting me a trap, guessing I'll snap, crawling on the floor, waiting for my scraps. Yeah, I just watch as the fake blood dries. I'm the statue and you're the rain. Tears coming down my face, but my eyes look the same. And you can make me scream. Oh no. No, no, never ever. I'm the statue and you're the rain. Tears coming down my face, but my eyes look the same. And you can make me scream. Oh no. And you can make me scream. Oh no, no, no. Why should I put in my time, cross my T's, dot my I's, paying dues is the stuff of fairy tales. See the world through apathetic eyes. Love is useless when I die. Why does it matter if I fail? A cigarette burns in my chest, breathe so deep, no need to keep my lungs intact. Right on track. You tied your heart to a string. You did all these silly things, and yet the sun will rise again. It happens over and over, 'cause it's not the end. Yeah, the sun will rise again, and you're standing on the edge of the rocks. January shock. Too stunned to talk. Are you terrified now? Gotta make it work somehow. You blew it all in the last 7 years. Thought you were safe, you knew your fate. Took it all, put it down on 17. You tied your heart to a string. You did all these silly things, and yet the sun will rise again. It happens over and over, 'cause it's not the end. Yeah, the sun will rise again, and you're standing on the edge of the rocks. So what you gonna do? You called it quits too soon. Oh, instead of burning out, you're gonna fade away. And I'm sorry now. And yes, the sun will rise again. It happens over and over, 'cause it's not the end. Yeah, the sun will rise Thank you. Thank you.